Hi guys, another video about spin-offs, right? You can install in 40 ways ArcoLinux on your system, and it's all explained on websites like these and like ArcoLinux B and ArcoLinux D and ArcoLinux, and information where you download everything. So the ArcoLinux project, environment, ecosystem is a university. You do small steps, installing ArcoLinux XL, getting to know XFCE, getting to know the sound system, the Bluetooth system, how to print, stuff like that. But at the end, in the learning path that we have set out, you can actually create your own ISO. And Carly is a name to tell you that it's a customized ArcoLinux ISO. That's what it is. You create a variant of the ArcoLinux ISO. Choose different Lego blocks, choose your configuration, your background, your themes, your icons, et voila, you've got yourself a new look, right? New desktop and a free desktop. So we have a guide here. I've just told somebody on YouTube, I want to build, right? This is where you start. A comprehensive guide to ISO building. Start with small steps, baby steps. That's why I call them often in the video. To try to build just an ISO, see what happens, and then add a package, remove a package, and go so on. Things get more and more difficult. And with this information, you have everything you need to know how to build an ISO. Again, ALCI, another great tip to learn all about building of ISOs. And again, how many articles? Around 40? 35 articles about creation of ISOs, but then with kernels, like in the hardened kernel here, the Linux hardened kernel with a desktop. There are 26 desktops to choose now at this point in time on ArcoLinux, right? So it's all about building that this video is, and there are graduates, people who I've helped during the course of their building. And there are spin-offs from ArcoLinux or Carly or ALCI. So with 3 tools, 3 GitHubs, 3 ways to compare, because that's the message to you guys. Melt, melt, melt. That's an application, and you compare left to right or left to center to right. So 3 things. So if you have an ArcoLinux to look how we do it, if you have Carly to see how we do it, and if you have ALCI to see how we do it, you can have your own 4th next to it. So here are a few already that have been that are graduated basically from our university, right? And they make their own spin-off based on code and configs and some help here and some help there, and voila, they've got their own vision of things. Gathered maybe a new other terminal, Fish maybe, or ZSH or something else, and then another icons and another wallpapers and such and such and such. So all these names are actually basically spin-offs, and I'm gonna add one more to the list, right? So all the information is already online, and Amos ISO is the latest, newest from our house, let's say, from our community. And this is gonna be our look. Voila, we know the girl, we've seen her before. Come on, and we see the image down here. Okay, so now you can run, or I mean download the ISO if you want. It's 2015, we're now 22, so 7 days ago, and we can actually simply click and download. Now, the project ArcoLinux is all about making you self-reliant, independent, so that you don't need me anymore, right? That's the point. Outgrow the teacher. And this is in ISO, this is click download and install, but this is the GitHub from Aman Ray. So if you go one level up and then repositories, these are all his things, and you see when he became active. Here he started with his ISO probably, and here was really active, and voila, as a result we've got an ISO. Repositories, here's the repo, so a repository a catalog, his packages somewhere on for free in this case, right? GitHub for free, and everything is labeled with Amos, so you still know that it's from him. Cyberpunk, you know, the game probably, and lots of things. Left WM is in here, yay, good. And lots of stuff. So this requires a lot of work, a lot of package builds. Before you have this, you need to have a package build, and you have to rename them so it has the words 4 letters extra, Amos, and so on, right? It is a lot of work. If you start having this what if, then it really is a lot of work. And 30 minutes ago, he updated the wallpapers, version 6. And it's going to go in user share backgrounds, Amos wallpaper, version 6. And these are all the guys, 117. The core repo as well. Let's see what's in there. We have the Calamares installer. So the version 49.1.1, the configuration for it, the XFC left WM config, and these are the files and the system installation. And that's it. So this is purely how to get things going, installing Calamares, right? And the Calamares config is here, and so on. Again, a way to learn from code from others. Compare. All these guys we've just seen have GitHubs, right? How did they do it? Well, ask them. They're still around on Discord, right? Or Telegram. Or check the code. Find the GitHub and go and download the code and have a look. So basically, that's what we're gonna do, rather than going for a, here he is, Amos ISO, and you compare mine with his. Installation scripts, you recognize this, the 30, the 40, and Arch ISO, right? So what we're gonna do is build our ISO. Code, link, desktop, right mouse click, not gonna happen. Left WM, right? Here he is, bye, and we're gonna open a terminal and say git clone, Ctrl+Shift+V. So we got ourselves the folder. That's all we have, the folder. Installation scripts, rebuild and build. You can have a look at the differences. This is melt, right? Compare. That's what I've been saying. Melt all the time. Don't ask questions before you've melt. All right, that's the only difference between these two. And I'm gonna rebuild it. I do have a few packages on my system. And where are they? In the var, cache, Pacman thing. There they are. All right. So I got myself Amos wallpaper on my system now. And so on and so on. All the Amos stuff comes in, right? From the repo, from his repo on GitHub. 48 packages are new that I did not have on my system yet. I have them now. And with those packages, I can build an ISO. With the ISO, can install. And that's the fun, right? This process of creativity. Now, these guys is normal. So file, var, cache, Pacman packages. Now you immediately know the pathway where the packages are. These guys are special in the sense that you just have to arrow up, rebuild again, and I get the packages in that are correct. So these names are the same, and the signing is not the correct signing for the packages. Voila, I've just reinstalled them, re-downloaded them basically, and got the proper signature with it, and voila. So arrow up, enter is basically the short answer. Arrow up, go again. And then the old packages have been deleted in the process already in the first time, and in the second time you get the new packages in with the new signatures, and voila, everything works. So we'll have an ISO, his vision, right? Some of the things you see, maybe some errors, so I'll have to talk about the Amos root. He needs to figure something out here. That's not okay. We'll keep in touch. Ooh la la. Somewhere there was something read about the root. Let's see, bash rc something. So compare with my code, how I did it. Here it is. The root bash rc latest, no such file or directory, so that's homework for Amos. I'll tell him, he'll see the video. But there will always be changes and always be fixes. If you think that if you build an ISO today and it will still work in a year from now without doing anything, forget about it. Don't do anything. Just download ISO from the official Linux distributions, because it will not happen. There will always be things to figure out, to change, to look, to analyze. If you're not a little bit of a Sherlock Holmes and love to analyze, then it's nothing for you. So we're building our own ISO. Where's everything happening? Well, on Eric, I have here already a few of my own folders. So the AA is the ArcoLinux with ALSI, the ArcoLinux installation script. An idea, or what if? ALCI, ArcoLinux Calamares installer, another idea, right? We got all the Arco stuff, the Carly stuff, and in here is also now Amos. Where are you, Amos? Amos out, Amos build. Did I build it already? Yep. So deleting it because I'm building again, right? This is new. And where is everything happening? Here. So Arch ISO is always at the heart of everything. A application with a configuration and a folder called relaying, and we are going to use that and the knowledge we have about the system, the building. Let's say, okay, with these packages, so the Lego blocks you choose or not choose, right? Those things are going to be on the ISO. And here we see all the Amos stuff, right? Amos, but not everything is installed. Perl, only the colorful things are installed. So Polybar is not there, Pywall is not there, all the wallpapers are not there, but 5 and 6 are there. So this is choices, always. Choose something. The Pacman configuration telling him where to find my stuff. How does he know where to find Amos packages? It's magic. No, it's not. It's code. Always is. It is called code. Server is amanray.github.io, repo, etc. So if you're still in a stage of figuring out how to build your ISOs, this is how he did it. Tell Pacman there is an Amos repo, and this thing is actually this thing. That's a variable that will be interchanged or filled in, and this one, he knows it's x86_64. You don't need to say anything. If you type $arch, he's gonna substitute it with x86_64. Et voila. Repo, third party, so the big guys from him, things from somebody else, third party, the core, Calamares, and sometimes you want to test something, but not release yet, right? Test repo. And multilib is activated from Arch. And on it goes, right? You keep on studying the code. You keep on looking what is in there. There is a final and there is a before. Okay, why is it there? What does it do? That's entirely up to you to figure out how does this thing work. It's a puzzle, right? And you need to find the pieces of the puzzle. And with a GitHub like this, here are the puzzles, right? Here are all the puzzles. sdm.conf, what's in there? How does he do that? Okay, name of session file for auto login, xfce, username for auto login, live user, okay. and so on and so on. Theme, LRON. So we know already what we're gonna get. Cursor theme, Vipata Modern Pink. Pink it will be. And there we are. So keep on studying, comparing, melding. That's it. We're gonna test. So super F7 Amos. I have my templates. I'm gonna clone, and I have a clone. This is an empty thing. I just load up my Amos out. This is the guy 1.7. That's the date, that's the hour, all correct. You have the latest version, and start. Yes. And Control F. So the grub has changed. You check out with tab what's in there. So things quiet, splash, VT, global, cursor, default, 0, log level, 2, RD, system D shown. Lots of things in there to boot up, to tell the system how to boot up. And then boot Amos, no nouveau. There's an NVIDIA and there's no mode set. So choices. I'm gonna go for number 1 and see what I get. Same applies to ArcoLinux, right? You have 5 ways to boot up. Use them. If one of them doesn't work, take number 2. If 2 doesn't work, take number 3. Or do it with some common sense. If you don't have NVIDIA, don't select NVIDIA. That's 3 and 4. And here's a pink cursor. Haha. We see the pink cursor yet already. And then it's choices, right? What wallpaper, what icons, what system. And we have an image, Amos. We're using 4.9.1 as reference point. And then you see here the rest. So core, software and gaming, and the rest is the normal stuff. So core, you can decide to install more stuff or not. I'm gonna go for the or not. Okay, next. Audio, choices, pieces from the internet. Some of these guys you can just add. Why? Because they're on the ArcoLinux repo. Others you can't, and you need to build them. But it has 2 repos, right? It has a repo and a third part repo. So all the packages that are not in Arch, you need to build. Next. And then the standard stuff. Go to your Belgian, next, erase disk, choose and lose, right? And then next. Voila. I like it that way. The password is shorter than 6. And off we go. I did not select the PTRFS partition, I think, but it's doing that anyway. So we can have a look at the video later on. Did I select PTRFS or was it X4? I don't know. Didn't pay much attention because it's just a choice and both of them will work. There's some stuff online at the top, I mean, that we can have a look at in the meantime. So all applications, maybe accessories first. Let's see, docking utility, Phantom Manager, development, graphics, internet. We have FTP, FileZilla, and we have our browser. Nothing really. Volume icon, yeah. Office. Settings. Maybe we should have a look at the settings. I believe it's this button. So, appearance. What are we looking at? Amos Cyberpunk Future. There's also neon. Whoa. And orange. Oh, and teal. And cerulean. I think it was future we're looking at. There's also more stuff. Arkansas is here. Amos 8, Amos 7. So I guess all kind of ideas, what ifs, and that's so fun, right? That's why we're humans. We have so many what ifs. Anything is possible in Linux. Dracula pink accent. And at some point in time, you've got your workflow just the way you like it. And often we fall back to always the same thing. Actually, not bad. Your choices. Umox is an application where you can make your themes yourself. We used to have it in OpenBox, in Arch Labs, Arch Merge. Then at some point we had some issues with the application. We said, okay, no, frustration applications is one of the rules on ArcoLinux. We won't give you stuff that frustrates you, frustrates us, and it just has to work out of the box, and that's it. That's not bad either. Pop North Dark. Let's keep this one. Of course, again, right, I always fall back to the Arc kind of look. In the meantime, let's see that we can open. Oh, my key binding works. Super Shift Enter. Wow, I'm so glad. So voila, and then we have this look, that look, this look, that look, and I suppose all the rest, the icons will be the same. It's just the folder that changes in color. Voila. Let's go for, what's the difference between these two guys? No idea. Blue and blue dark. Guess there must be some difference between it. Almost at the end. In the meantime, you can click on these images, so it goes from left to right, and with the right mouse click I go from right to left, right? And now we can restart or close. I'm gonna restart. And we boot the existing OS. We got something, that's the alien, now I see it. Little beast, sci-fi stuff. And with all that, you've got your own look, your own experience. A nice little conky. Wallpaper is not coming through. That's because of all the versions probably. Here, of course, you don't have icons. The Sardi icons and the Surfn icons, they provide icons for the things that are really ours. Conky Zen is ours. Open with GitHub is ours. So we've made applications and the other icon themes don't have it. So what's the ideal way to do it is in the theme that you're using, in the inherits line, you add Sardi and Surfn to the list, and then it will find an icon. But of course you need to install it, and then it will find an icon and put something in there anyway. But that's just minor, right? But as an icon builder, I immediately saw that. And I have my icon here, so edit profile, browse. Okay. So the wallpaper. I was looking for the wallpaper. Desktop settings. We have version 6. We saw that together, and we're 100 and so much more of them. I recognize this guy. Cyberpunk. Yeah. Haven't had much time to play lately. Not bad. Et voila, right? A wallpaper is just a wallpaper, but it does make our day beautiful or not. So it's important that we, you can click on these things here and we got some information and all kind of elements. The weather is from Deurne-Wulfel. Yeah, so not Antwerp. And depending, of course, on the wallpaper, you'll see the conky in a good way or a bad way, right? It really is Super C? Nope, doesn't work. Conky toggle not present. Voila, guys. This can be yours. You can make your own ideas. Maybe you would like this to be at the bottom, or this to be to the left, or this to be to the right, with another conky, with another wallpaper, right? But I tell you, it's months and months of work, but it's creative, it's fun, it's also addictive. Beware. All right, cheers. I'll include all possible links I've shown you beneath the video, and I'll add it to the website. Cheers.